What is going on, guys? So today we have some masks that we have made, and I just kind of wanted to show you kind of what we have going on here. So this is the one that I made the other day. This was on this head form. All the clay and everything was on that, and then when I got to a certain point, I was able to mold it, which is what this is here. So I no longer have the clay sculpture, which I know some of you watching know the process, some of you don't, and that's fine. So this here is the finished product. This is my finished mask, and I figured I would just go ahead and kind of walk you through the random steps of this thing. So this is the very first pull that I did. This here is just liquid latex. Obviously it's not very thick. So this is that one out of that mold. So this is what you get here. This is the negative. So if you get it just right in the picture, it kind of looks like that face, just backwards. So you dump all your latex in there and try to brush it into your details, and try to avoid getting air bubbles. Unfortunately, on this pole, this thing got all sorts of air bubbles and got super weird. I had a huge air bubble in the chin. As you can see, the chin is all weird. Same with the lips and the teeth. I don't know what the heck happened here. All the latex kind of pulled up in this lip, and it's like, oh, it's not right. And I had a huge air bubble right here in the cheek, or in that corner of the lip. I had air bubble in the nose. So this one is far from perfect, which kind of sucks, because it's, obviously can't be used as a mask. Well, I guess it still could be. This is probably going to be more of a prop. I'll use this as a prop face. The eyebrow didn't come out right. There's a lot of stuff wrong that happened with this one, because as you can see, that eyebrow kind of doesn't resemble this one. Same with this chin. Get this thing to focus. The chin and that lip is supposed to be nice and big, and the teeth aren't supposed to be all crooked. These teeth are all janky and pushed inwards. I don't know what happened. I literally don't know what happened, but this is the raw pole. As you can see, all the flashing around the sides of it and everything. Poured this in sometime yesterday, let it sit forever, and ended up pulling it out, and that's what we get. This is what we have. We pulled this out earlier today. This one is a lot thicker than this one. This one's kind of thin. This one's not perfect. It's real thin. This one's a lot thicker, but I just didn't do this one right. So it is what it is. I'm going to use a different type of latex. The latex I'm using is really, really thick. So I have some new stuff I'm going to try sometime this week. Get another pull out of this one and see how that goes with the different latex. This one I kind of brushed it in, and this one actually turned out really good. This one, not so much. This, like I said, I'll use this as a prop. I can still use it. It's not a total waste. I can definitely use this as like a prop head, so I could, foam fill this thing somehow, get it to, take some shape, and throw some foam in that thing and use it as a prop head. But this is the final, what it looks like. You can paint these whatever you want, really. It's really up to you. I just did some flesh tone, colored flesh tone, and then I did some darker brown and kind of dry brushed that on there, and then I did a black rub out, and I really liked how it gave it that like leather look, so I left a lot of that black rub out on there. As you can see in some spots, and definitely down here in all these cracks and everything I did on here, and the scratches. Then in the mouth, down in here, I left it all black in between the teeth. And then we added some Monster Blood. This is from Monster Misfits, Vic Springston. Used his Monster Blood. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's black in these like deep cuts. I put his black blood, and then this is all red. And again, it has another black wash in there, and then I put the blood on it, so it really darkened it up. But that is my very first try at painting a full mask. Then I went in with some white and some kind of dingy yellow, dry brushed that on there just to make his teeth stand out a little bit, and then added some blood, a little bit, just a little bit of blood on the teeth to kind of go with this stuff in his mouth. But we are working on a new sculpt. It's not anything like this. It's kind of more of like a, I don't know, kind of like an evil troll. It's kind of the general consensus I'm getting. I'm just kind of messing around, having fun on this one. Learning new sculpting techniques and whatnot. This is all new to me. I've never sculpted before. I've never molded until this. Like, molding that was a bear. It wasn't horrible, but definitely a learning curve. So I know on this one I need to go thicker and I need to go bigger, and I had the right idea when I did this one, and obviously it still works. I mean, I've had 3 pulls out of this thing so far, so obviously it worked, and it's exactly like my sculpt. So the only thing is when this broke, you can see that crack. This is where it broke off, and you can see it in every single piece. So I could go in and Dremel that off, because obviously this is like sticking out, because it's not a negative in the mask, it is a positive. So it's in every single one of these, which with this mask it fits. So like here it kind of blends in. You see, this thing focuses, it kind of blends in right here. You can't really tell it's like a crack in the mold, but it is. But it kind of fits. It fits this mask. It works. So I'm just leaving it. It's not a big deal for this mask, this face. It works. No harm, no foul, right? This one got all messed up. I didn't put enough baby powder in it. I think I showed you guys this one, and it wrinkled up here. But this one's really flimsy, and this is, you know, kind of going to be good for nothing. This one I'm going to hang up on a head form and keep it up on the shelf, just because it was my very first pull. No, this is my second pull. That liquid latex one is my very first pull. This was the first good pull. This is a bad pull, which you win some, you lose some. There's a lot of air bubbles in this one. I didn't do this one right, unfortunately. But, I mean, it's still going to work. It gives it more of a zombie-like feature, kind of having that wrinkled up chin and the goofed up mouth. Kind of gives it more of that little inbred look. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here, show you guys what we have been up to. I do have a few unboxings coming up. I have one right there, and yeah, trying to get some stuff cleaned up in here still. I'm working on right now throwing this stuff away. This pile of garbage I've had here for a while, I'm working on getting that thrown in the dumpster, and I wanted to record this. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this guy up. I'm going to let him sit and dry for a few more days and just let this thing dry, because some of it's just not right. But then I'm going to trim all this off of here and throw this in a scrap bucket, because I'm sure I'll use these latex scraps for something eventually. And yeah, we'll get to painting that one. I'm going to do something different, similar but different on this one, and we're going to keep on chipping away at the new mask that I'm working on, this weird orc kind of troll. It's really cartoony. It's kind of weird looking. It's definitely different. Just making a different monster, bringing a new monster into the world. It's definitely different. He's got a lot of sugar in his tank. So but definitely learning some new techniques on this one. He's definitely different, for sure. But he's going to be a fun one, and I'll be able to do all kinds of different things. I can make him kind of a really kind of bloody, gory zombie. I can make him like a plain Jane kind of zombie, maybe. Definitely do some kind of weird, like demented elf or something with him. I could do some type of troll. I could do like a witch almost, kind of like a evil witch with him. There's a lot of avenues I could take this new one, and I can use his face for a lot of different projects and different characters. So that's the cool part about being able to make these masks, do your own thing, and yeah, you can make all kinds of creatures, and you can add on to it. So like this one, you know, I could take more latex once I get this baby powder cleaned off. I could take more latex and just stack latex and make it stick to that latex and change how this thing actually looks. Add more accessories to this. I can't change too much of the actual mask, but you know, I have my own mask now. That's so cool. Definitely a very rewarding feeling, good feeling of accomplishment, being able to go through the whole process, the sculpting, to the molding, to the pouring, to the pulling, to the strapping, to painting. So the whole process done by my hands, coming out of my head with the help of a ton of other people, have gotten me to this point where I have my very first run of some masks that I created, which is really cool. And even the errors can be recreated into other things. So I'm not too concerned with the errors. So stay tuned. Like I said, we got some unboxings coming up, and we got a couple new things on the way. So yeah, a lot of companies wanting to send some stuff now over the holidays. So we're going to go ahead and do some unboxings and keep going with this mask making journey. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Really enjoying. I really love the painting process, but that's what I do for a living. So of course I'm going to love the paint portion of this. The sculpting, I'm not too huge on the sculpting. The pouring and the pulling's fun. The sculpting, I'm just not a huge fan on that, but I really enjoy painting. It's just so many avenues you can take things. And then for these guys over here, these blank masks, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun painting up these blanks. These are by, I think it's like Hocus Pocus Customs or something, on Etsy. He makes these. They're just raw poles, so you can trim these however you want, and or leave them, whatever, and clean them up however you want to clean them up, and paint them however you want to paint them. They're totally your monsters once you get these. So there's some ideas in the works for some of these guys. So this is another one of his, but I could foam fill this guy because he's got a pretty good dent in his head, but that's just because he's just stuffed with some packing air bubbles. But I could paint this up, do all kinds of crazy stuff in his mouth. Dude, this is such a neat sculpt, and I don't know how the hell. I'm just not to that level yet. Not to that point. This looks super good. I'm not to that point yet. Definitely not there. These look cool. But I'm looking forward to painting these. I'm going to get some more blanks because, like I said, I don't much care for the sculpting portion. I like the painting portion. So I might get some more blanks and try painting some more stuff. So, like always, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave me some comments down below of what you guys think of this first run of masks. And I will catch you on that next video.